Alright, it's turn 4. We have received a message from Shinuyama. Shinuyama is sending me a message in an effort to convince me not to expand towards him. He wants to set up borders, which is fine, except it says he lays claim to the provinces of 3, 26, 40, and 183 and everything eastward. And I'm okay with that, except that I've already taken 40. So that's not going to work. Shinuyama is right here. I can now see it because I'm within 2 provinces of it now. I'm starting to recruit scouts. In the scouts that I started to recruit last turn in Delca are moving over towards there. But let's take a look at battles real quick. In Dragon Ridge, my little expansion party of boulder throwers and tiny minions charged on in to a bunch of deer tribe, got hit by some javelins. The boulders really did do some work, and we just sort of crushed our way through there. Now I think I lost a couple of guys. Yeah, I lost a Heelot soldier hit with a spear. I think somebody got hit with a boulder, didn't they? Nope, it was all enemy ranged attacks. Okay, so great. So a first-year philosophy student and his coterie have done it again. We lost 3 guys. We're down to 28, which is a little bit low, but not horrifically so, especially because we still have 10 Cyclops hurlers. And then in Spires of Ascension, a bosopomorphic personification just kind of went Hulkamania on these guys. Just straight up smushed. Yep, that's about what we want to see. Great. And yeah, he was at 209 hit points out of 181, so he barely took any damage. He did take quite a bit of fatigue because Berserking cost a lot of fatigue. And in Annika, I lost a whole bunch of people and got some extra free unrest, so that luck 3 really paying off for me. Really doing quite well. Anyway, I'm sending this group into Golryap, and that's a bit of a gamble. Because Golryap does have knights, and even a few knights might be able to fuck this group up, but this group might equally be able to take them, because they do, as mentioned, have the boulders. The knights will be coming in fast and early, and so hopefully they will absorb all the javelins and all the boulders, and get smushed, if there's only a few of them, and then we'll be able to take that back. Over here, I'm building up troops to attack the Promised Land. Which is a lot of units. Now, mainly it looks like it's light infantry and light cavalry with a few cataphracts, but I don't know exactly how many. So I'm waiting another turn. I'm recruiting another turn's worth of troops. This is 23 troops. I'm recruiting another 8 Cyclops hurlers and 8, I think this is 8, right? Yeah, it's another 8 Heelot warriors. So all told, I'll have about 40 units. Plus my god, of course, bosopomorphic personification. And so I think the 2 of them together will be able to take the Promised Land. Meanwhile, personification himself is going into Timiglia. The other alternative is I could take all those units and go for Kepria, but I don't think I can reach it, because I think my map move is too low. Map move 16, map move 14, map move 12. Yeah, I don't think I can get that far. I think I can only take 1 step. So it's either that or possibly going up into High Peaks, which is not a very valuable province, but it's a province I do eventually want to have. So, you know. Decisions, swings and roundabouts, as it were. I am a little short on resources to be recruiting any more Heelot soldiers. I normally don't really consider using Heelot soldiers. In this case, I'm considering using them just because I think they will chaff for the Cyclops hurlers a little bit better than the warriors do. I think they die. I mean, they die less. That's basically the difference, because they have a little bit more prot. These guys have, you know, body prot of 8. These guys have body prot of 13. So that is a difference, and they also have the repel from the long spear, which doesn't go off all the time, but does go off sometimes. And so, against independent militia and light infantry, you know, Heelot soldiers are a lot more durable than Heelot warriors are, but they hurt a lot less. They inflict fewer kills. But I would really like to take the Promised Land. So we're going to hit Timiglia. I think that should be fine with bosopomorphic personification. I think he should definitely wipe that out. This army, I think, can take Golryap. They may run out of troops at that point, and so what I might end up doing is I might end up pulling them back to Delca and try to meet some more reinforcements. Potentially I take Timiglia and then bosopomorphic goes into Snowford and hits that. That's mostly Bear Tribe. Bear Tribe don't have multiple attacks or anything, so he should be able to take that as well. And then he could potentially come up north and hit Kepria. I need to send a message back to Shinuyama, which I have not done yet. So I'm going to send him a message back saying, basically, that's fine, but I've already taken 40. And then I'm going to end my turn, and I am the last person, so that will roll the turn, and we will just see how things went. So, thanks for watching. See you in turn 5. Okay, turn 5. Interesting turn. So, the battle in Golryap happened. I wasn't sure how this was going to go. But I figured that I could trust the strength of my Cyclops hurlers to throw boulders that would crush the knights. Now, I'd hoped there wouldn't be many knights. I was so incredibly wrong in my hope. There are actually more total knights or knight-like people on the field than there are militia. There are 9 militia, 3 knight commanders. That's a knight. That's a knight commander, and this, I think, is a knight commander. Yeah, 3 knight commanders, and then on top of that, 7 knights. So all told, there's actually 10 knights or knight-ish units on the field. Yeah, so that's a problem. There's also 4 longbowmen that I don't care about, and there's a priest that I don't care about. But fortunately, it all kind of went better than I was afraid. The Helot soldiers basically absorbed the lance charges. The boulders, meanwhile, did a reasonable amount of damage. So you can see here, out of those 10 knights, 1 stayed behind. So 9 charged. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they've lost 3. Pretty much on impact. Losing 3 knights in exchange for killing like 6 or 7 Helot soldiers is fine. My Helot warriors here are about to get swarmed, but the Cyclops hurlers, this poor bastard is crippled. The Cyclops hurlers are coming up from the south. And they're basically just bludgeoning these knights to death. The knights have high enough prot that they can often survive 1 hit, but from the 25 damage clubs, but their morale is breaking. This guy got turned to stone by word of stone. So the hurlers pretty much just drive the enemy off, and the Helot warriors survive, and it all goes actually really well. I did lose more than I've ever lost here in this fight. I lost 2 hurlers, 4 Helot soldiers plus 3 others routed, and then 3 of my Helot warriors. So 3 of my units retreated, 2 of them made it back to friendly territory. There was a battle in Timiglia where my Great White Bull just trampled everyone. He did get an affliction here. He got weakened, so he lost 4 strength. That doesn't matter, and with recuperation he will heal it. And then, in Dragon Ridge, I was attacked by brigands. And the brigands, it appears, actually won. They had a total of 12 brigands. I had my little pocket of province defense. I had a Trophimos commander and these 2 injured Helot soldiers, and then some random deer tribe. And so the brigands, I think, basically just shot arrows at me until I routed, because they're archers. So they did that, yeah. And I guess my Trophimos commander didn't move forward. Yeah, he stayed in the back, and so my Helot soldiers routed because their morale is shit. So that's what happened. So the brigands win. They lost a couple, I think. There was like this weird extended archery duel where no one was really doing any damage. So actually, they took no casualties. I was wrong. That was a lie. So yeah, they just killed a couple of Deer Tribe warriors and everyone else ran off. So I need to go take Dragon Ridge back. This is that province that I told Shinuyama he couldn't have. So it's a little bit embarrassing that I've now lost it again, but hopefully he can't see me. Hopefully his scout is, like, directly over here or something, and he hasn't seen that shame. I am recruiting my first actual wizard this turn. I'm recruiting a Trophimos Sage. The Trophimos Sage has linked paths, is a decent researcher, will site search, and I am spending all my money. Instead of trying to recruit more troops, I am bidding on the Armored Fist of God. So my current bid is 260 pounds of gold. Hopefully that will get it. The Armored Fist will be able to take High Peaks and hopefully also Silver Grove. I have also found another neighbor. It's Xibalba. Xibalba's down here. He's not in the cave at all. He's in a forest. Unfortunately, that's a terrible spot. I hate Xibalba being there because Xibalba is right between 2 thrones and has very easy access to those thrones, and that sucks because I wanted those thrones. Those thrones are important. So, in terms of throne positioning, I have easy access to this one, Wick. Also, fortunately, that means that there's no Xibalba in these caves, which is nice. But I have easy access to this throne in Wick, which doesn't look like it's terribly well defended. Like, I can just send in an army to kill this. This will be fine. But this throne I have to go through Shinuyama to get to. These 2 thrones I'm going to have to go through Xibalba to get to. And of course, there will be more people up there. So, it's going to be a little bit challenging to do that. I might want to just go to war with Xibalba really early. Xibalba is being played by BallinStallin. Stalin is actually quite a good player. So, that's not great. If I have to bull my way through him, I probably can, but I'm not certain. Now, the plus side, it probably means there's no player right over here, I would imagine. So, that's nice. There probably is a player down here in this region somewhere, because that's about the right distance from Xibalba and from Shinuyama to be, like, right here or here. So that player also is in the middle of, like, just a straight-up concatenation of thrones. Positionally, that miffs me a little bit, because it means that I have once again been positioned in a place where I don't have easy access to thrones and other people do, and it makes me mad because I want to be the lucky one with easy access to all the thrones. Why can't that be me? But you know, it is what it is. Que sera sera, whatever will be will be. I don't need to be recruiting units right now. I've boosted the PD up to 6. They might still get, like, owned by brigands, but you know what? I can't stop everything. I'm going to put that extra gold into hiring the Armored Fist of God, because I would really like that. 25 Armored Fist mercenaries will wipe out this province, and a little bit of free income never hurt anybody. This province I also want to take soon, but a bosomorphic personification plus my recruited units are going into the Promised Land. It's a lot of units in the Promised Land, but it's also a lot of money, and I could use a lot of money. So, I've got 39 troops all told, 19 boulder hurlers, Cyclops hurlers, and 20 Heelot warriors. And the way I'm trying to set this up is I want bosomorphic personification to charge into the front lines of the enemy light infantry and start trampling the shit out of them. But I want the cataphracts to launch their charge first. I want that charge to hit the Heelot warriors, kill some of them, be absorbed, and be countered by the Cyclops hurlers throwing boulders. And then I want bosomorphic personification basically to be wiping out the infantry. I expect, if all goes the way I'm planning, that the Heelot warriors will be decimated and may rout, but that's okay. I don't care about them or their feelings. The Cyclops hurlers will hold, and bosomorphic personification will get 1,000,000 kills. After I've done that, I can trample straight into Golem range and up to Pergamy, or I can swap to attack Kepria with bosomorphic personification, and send those troops plus the troops that I'll have recruited in Phlegra this turn, which are hopefully mercenaries. I can either send them up to High Peaks and attack Golem range with my troops that are remaining here, or if I don't think there are enough, I can join up troops from Phlegra and attack Golem range with them as well, with the mercenaries plus my troops, and then roll northwards into Pergamy and Sylvania. So that's my goal there. I definitely plan to take Kepria. I haven't gotten anything back from Shinuyama yet, but I want to take Dragon Ridge back. I've been sort of sitting here contemplating whether I should attack Dragon Ridge immediately or whether I should go for Winter Peaks. Dragon Ridge is going to be a very easy take, however, so I'm just going to go into it. I'm just going to grab Dragon Ridge back and then double up and take Winter Peaks. Let Shinuyama secure these provinces. I don't really care about Scorpion Cracks. It's likely to have sites, but it's fine. I don't really mind. And I do see enemy dominion here, which means there's an enemy probably over in this, like, right over around here. Also, this province is Hoburgdorf. I would kind of like Hoburgdorf because that seems to indicate it has Hoburgs, and Hoburg provinces often have, like, Hoburg crossbows and stuff, which are really good, but I don't think I can get it. In terms of recruitment here, this would actually be a really good province, except it has no resources, so that's a challenge. Yeah, I could build a fort there and draw resources from Dragon Ridge, Winter Peaks, Melma. It has a lot of connections, so I could build a fort there and potentially get enough resources together to recruit like a couple knights per turn. That could be useful, question mark. I am, however, low on recruitment points as well because, of course, I took Turmoil. So, you know, I guess we'll see. I mean, there's an argument in favor of leaving Dragon Ridge and just going straight up into the Farron Mountains and making sort of a tall oval, but I think Dragon Ridge then up into Winter Peaks is a better plan. It is turn 5. I would like to start a fort on turn 7 or possibly turn 8. Turn 7 would be ideal. Now, for turn 5, I'm doing okay, but not great at expansion. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 provinces, mainly because I lost Dragon Ridge. If I hadn't lost Dragon Ridge, I would have had 7, which would have been very comfortable, but I lost one, so I need to take those back. That'll give me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I take both of these, that'll give me 8 on turn 6. And then 10 or 11 on turn 7. That would put me on track. Because if I can take that by the end of expansion, so turn 12, I want to have taken that, and that. That would all be decent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 ideally, Snowford. I can't push any closer to Xibalba without immediately engaging in a war. But I could possibly take Elderhill as well. It looks like Xibalba has actually taken really good scales, except also Drain. So that's interesting. They've taken Order, Prod, Luck. But yeah, I think if I keep going this way, I think I'm on track to land at a comfortable 15 or 16 provinces. Absent something terrible happening. Trying to think about where I want to place a fort. Spires of Ascension, not a terrible idea. They do have a mine of superior iron producing some resources. Not a lot of resources in the area around, so I wouldn't be able to maximize that. But, like, resources honestly are not a big problem for me, because if I need to, I can just spend my gold producing these guys. The Cyclops. I totally lost my mind for a second there. But yeah, I can just produce Cyclops in a fort. And, of course, I can also just produce Tyrants, and Tyrants can enslave Heelot warriors instead of recruiting them. So getting troops should not be a problem for me. I want to start recruiting Tyrants probably before the end of year 0. In the ideal case, I will increase my income enough to have like 1,000 or 1,200 in the next few turns, and I'll produce an Elder Cyclops or 2, and then I'll go into doing Tyrants and do Tyrants forever. If I can get I need a water random Cyclops and a fire random Cyclops in order to do all the production that I want. Actually, no, I don't think I do. I think I just need the water random, right? Because I can produce Skulls of Fire. So the point of ramping up with Elder Cyclops is to produce Staves of Elemental Mastery, which require either Fire 4 and Water 4, or Earth 4 and Air 4. The easiest way to do it with Phlegra, with a water random Cyclops, you can produce the water boosting gear. You can build the ring and the cloak, which will boost you up to Water 3, which, because he's a Master Smith, will make him Water 4 for the purpose of forging. And then he's Fire 2. So, okay, yeah, so then all I need to do is I need to get a Tyrant to forge a Skull of Fire, give it to the Elder Cyclops. That makes him Fire 3. Then he can forge the Flaming Helmet. That makes him Fire 3, which is effectively Fire 4 for forging. Okay, so yeah, all I need is a water random Elder Cyclops, and then I pretty much never need to recruit a Cyclops again if I don't want to, because I don't need to spend Cyclops time on forging most of my gear. Okay, but so that is turn 5. I'll see y'all in turn 6. We'll see what Shinuyama has to say to me, and we'll also see what Xibalba has to say. I've contacted him on the Discords. And, yeah, looking okay so far, not great. I'm frustrated by losing Dragon Ridge there. I would like to get a 3rd expansion party going as quickly as I could. In fact, I don't know. I'm kind of tempted to leave Promised Land alone and just attack High Peaks, because I could roll High Peaks without much trouble. I could probably also take Golem Range, but it's just so much money. I really want the money. And then I can go take Kepria, potentially. Yeah, I think that's what I gotta do. In terms of building forts, I was talking about that and I distracted myself. Spires of Ascension, like I said, decent spot. Golryap, I think, is probably my first primary target for building a fort. So I'm gonna move a scout up there, and sometime in the next couple turns, I'm gonna build a fort in Golryap. And yeah, should be fun. So, see y'all in turn 6. Okay, welcome back. This should be the start of the second video in this series, and this is turn 6. We have received a messenger from Xibalba. Zot's coming at you live from the XNN. Giants are real. Okay, so yeah, I've talked to Xibalba. They are my southern neighbor, of course. So we've got Xibalba down there. We've got Shinuyama over here. I've gotten a scout over there. They have not responded to my last message yet, so we'll see what happens there. I've gone and retaken Dragon Ridge, as you can see. I have not seen any other neighbors that I've noticed, so that's good. But I have been told that Sceleria is down here somewhere. And it's also been asserted that Ermor is up here, which would be, frankly, tragic. I would hate that. It would make me so sad. So I'm sending a scout in that direction. We won our battles this turn. They were interesting. So Dragon Ridge, well, Dragon Ridge actually wasn't very interesting. Dragon Ridge, we pretty much just stomped all over these villains. With pretty much no casualties, which is what you want to see. As you can see, the rocks made a little bit of an impression, but not much, and then we pretty much just hit them with clubs until they went away. In the Promised Land, now the Promised Land was one of these situations where what I had hoped was not true. What I had hoped was that they didn't have literally 20 cataphracts. Cataphracts aren't quite as good as knights, but they are still very dangerous. 15 prop, plus 15 defense skill, lance charge, hoof attack, and broadsword attack. And then they've got these light infantry, which aren't very dangerous, and these light cavalry, which aren't very dangerous. But, yeah, 20 cataphracts is more than I was thinking. In addition, my positioning was a little bit off. I had been hoping to have these guys out front when contact occurred, so they would absorb the hits. However, I was off on that in two regards. The first was that the Cyclops hurlers came forward a little further than I had hoped, and the second was that my god got into the middle of those cataphracts and absorbed a ton of lance charges, so he got a chest wound in addition to his weakness. It all still worked out. The Bosopomorphic personification actually did fatigue out in the middle of the fight because of that extra chest wound, giving him like 1,000,000 fatigue. Berserking increases your encumbrance, effectively gives you extra fatigue per round, so he's racking up 12 fatigue per round. So yeah, he just passes out in the middle and stops trampling and starts doing this thing where he like falls asleep for a round or two and then wakes up and tramples one square and then falls asleep again. But even so, my troops fought their way through. We killed the M3C there, he just fell asleep again and again. We got into the light cavalry. The light cavalry just didn't have the output to deal with us. They did rout my Heelot warriors, but not before they routed themselves. And since they're faster, they ran off the map first, and so nobody actually fled, technically, out of my army. Casualties were high, but still, I won. Like, honestly, if you had told me that I was going to run into 20 cataphracts, I probably would have chickened out and not done this attack. But yeah, I was saved by the addition of a Bosopomorphic personification. So we wiped out that's good, and we also got the Armored Fist of God, which is great because that lets us maintain our expansion. Now this is the first turn we're actually not spending all our gold. We are once again recruiting a wizard, we're recruiting another Trophimos Sage. We're recruiting some troops, we're getting some Heelot soldiers down here in addition to our Cyclops. Up here, these troops are actually staying in place because we're recruiting a few more units. I only have 14 guys left in this army, and some of them are badly beat up. Like, for example, this poor sod who has lost his only eye and has a chest wound and is afraid. So yeah, he's basically just meat at this point. He has a defense skill of 0. He has an attack of 0. Actually, I guess it's 2 with the club. So yeah, he's very bad. These 14 units probably cannot clear any of these provinces. They might actually be able to clear these Lion Tribe, but that would put me very much at odds with Shinuyama, and I would like, ideally, to not be at odds with Shinuyama. So I'm hoping that they don't attack me. They do have a whole bunch of Bakemono Sho in all of their provinces. They have a lot of troops. That said, They don't have anything that can actually kill my god, so if they were to attack me, I could hold them off and beat them up. But it would be very destructive for both of us. I don't think they will, but we'll see. If this army attacks into Dragon Ridge, I'll win, because they don't have anything that can stop the giants. And in terms of unit numbers, we're actually very close. I have 14 there, plus the province defense, which is another few shitty units, and then I'm recruiting some more shitty units. So it would be a shitty unit face-off, and I would probably win that. If he moves this army up here, he can take Dragon Ridge away from me, but like I said, at that point, I send Bosopomorphic Personification over to trample all his tiny goblin mans. So I don't think he'll do that. Personification has healed one of his wounds. Unfortunately, he healed the wrong one. The weakened does not affect him, really, but the chest wound does. So he still has that. I hope that he'll get over it soon with the recuperation. We're going into Golem range with this joint army. It's not strong, but it's strong enough combined with the god, I think, to take this. Remember, there's only 8 heavy cavalry here, because we checked that with our good friend Leon. Oh, Leon's been kicked out of the Hall of Fame. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. I still don't know how that happened. We do have several mercenaries. These are all mercenaries now. So we've got Solaris, the Paladin. Actually, Solaris, I think, is just an NPC. He's not even a mercenary. We've got Dante, who is a mercenary. We have Giuseppe, who is working for me, and Sir Edward Blackfist, who is working for Man. Giuseppe's army is 25 Pikeneers. They're not amazing troops, but they do have an experienced star. They do have a pike, which is very long and does a lot of damage, and they have decent protection. So they can absolutely clear this province, and they can probably clear another province as well. And that's what we're going to use them for. Giuseppe is just going to go straight into combat. He is heroically precise, which doesn't help him at all. But, you know, it's fine. So we're still going to take our 2 provinces this turn. We're also recruiting, as I said, a bunch more troops in here. Bogliod will lead them, and he will go somewhere. Actually, you know what I might do? I might send Bosopomorphic right over there into Kepria. I don't know how many heavy cavalry that is, but it is in my dominion, and I should be able to take it. I'll set on attack rear just in case I can maybe snipe out some commanders, but yeah, that should be, even if that's like 10 heavy cavalry, Bosopomorphic I think should be able to do it, and then Akaios will move back into Phlegra. He'll pick up those troops. That will let him clear Golem range with little to no casualties. And that will also position Bosopomorphic Personification in a place where if Shinuyama feels like getting funny, he'll be able to deal with the situation. So that'll be good. I have 120 gold. My income should be upwards of 700 next turn, so I should be able to start my Giant Palisades next turn on turn 7. That will be great. That's good timing, because that will be finished. That'll be finished and upgraded by year 1. So that's nice. Xibalba and I don't really have a deal, but we're not, like, pushing into each other's territory. We're not trying to piss each other off or anything. I can build a fort in Spires of Ascension sometime soon-ish. I'm going to recruit a commander down there. Actually, I don't really need to do that, do I? Because I've got Bogliod. I can just move Bogliod down there. And sometime around probably turn 10-ish, I should be able to start a fort there. I'd like to take Snowford in the near future, probably with Bosopomorphic, or Boz, as we might as well call him, or possibly Bop, Bosopomorphic Personification. I don't know, I'll think about it. But yeah, overall, things are going pretty well. 8 provinces on turn 6, I'm willing to accept that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Especially if we can keep expanding at a steady 2 provinces per turn. That will put us actually at 18 provinces by the end of the year, which would be fine, which would be good. If we could hit 20, that would be ideal, but I'm not sure we're going to get there. That said, this little army, 8 and 11, and then when we add in 6 more plus the Helat soldiers, that should definitely be able to clear Golem range, and then, like I said, I'm hoping it can also clear Pergami. Giuseppe is going to clear High Peaks, then attack Silver Grove or Umbor, whichever seems easier. Umbor is probably not easy. And then he might be able to double back to Sylvania or push out, maybe up into Farron Mountains, help clear out some of the stuff around Golryap to help with the resources, which are god-awful at the moment. So we definitely want to take all 3 of these provinces. Once we've recruited some more troops down here, the hope will be for first-year philosophy student to take Winter Peaks, and then also Melma, potentially with the help of our god. But yeah, things are going well. Research is actually going now for the first time, so that's nice. And yeah, I'll see y'all in turn 7. Thanks for watching.